A big medical story we're following this morning is not about COVID-19.
Yeah, it's the expected FDA approval of a treatment for multiple myeloma. It's one of the most common types of blood cancer.
The American Cancer Society says 1 in 132 people are at risk of getting multiple myeloma in their lifetime.
And there's no cure. But the FDA is set to approve a new CAR T cell therapy, which some consider to be a cure. That is a word that is being used a little bit. To help explain this morning, we're glad to have the medical director of plasma cancers at the University of Kansas Center, Dr. Alaoula Abdallah, live for us this morning. Dr. Abdallah, thank you so much for your time joining us early this morning. How is this CAR T drug different from past treatments that have been used for myeloma?
Thank you very much also for interviewing me. Well, I think this kind of a treatment for a lot of people to understand is unique because it's the first type of CAR T cell that we're using in multiple myeloma. It's a type of an immunotherapy. And for a lot of people to understand what is this, it's our own T cells usually work to attack infection and also cancer cells. And unfortunately, some of these cancer cells know a way to escape from these T cells. Our scientists actually found a way to take these T cells out of the patient's body and engineer it to produce some protein, and that can tag and target the cancer cells, specifically in myeloma as well. And these, what we call the CAR, chimeric antigen receptor. And the CAR T cell itself, after it's infused to the patient, so it will find the cancer cells and attack it, by producing toxins to go ahead and destroy and kill these cancer cells immediately.
Wow.
Doctor, do you consider this therapy a cure?
Unfortunately, with this stage of patients that we have, these patients are really very sick, relapsed on very great treatments that we have for myeloma. And when we reach that stage, the majority of these patients go to hospice, so they don't have any options for that. So usually in that type of stage, we can't consider that is curable. But the response rate was very encouraging. 73% of these patients respond to this treatment. Out of that, 33% went to complete remission. And the average of these patients staying in remission was between 8 to 9 months. And when we're talking about this particular group of myeloma patients who are heavily treated and have exhausted all their options. In addition to that, not to forget, this is a one-time treatment they receive that actually improved their quality of life as well.
I think blood cancer is something that we don't talk about as often as potentially some of the other cancers people are more familiar with. But when you're talking about 1 in roughly 130 people could experience this over the course of their lifetime, that's a pretty high number. If the approval comes from the FDA today, how soon could the Cancer Center begin treating these people that are facing this?
We're hoping in the second week of April that we're going to start actually evaluating these patients, because we really are really in need for these patients because of our high population for those who exhausted all the major options in our cancer center.
Wow. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Now, if you want to learn more about CAR T cell therapy, you can visit this website, kucancercenter.org. We also have a link to this on our website. Just head to kshb.com/weblinks.
It's going to be big news for a lot of people today from the FDA.